Okay, then. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Am I audible? Can you guys hear me? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Bhimrao sir. Good evening, Utpal, Naveen, Nanda. Good evening, Subhashini. Good evening, guys. How are you all? Good evening, Ujjwal. Good evening, guys. Good evening. And sorry for that 1-2 minute delay. I don't know. OBS was not starting. So my streaming software was not starting. Now it has started. So yeah, let's go. Good evening, Devi Prasad. Good evening. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of this stream, which was supposed to be the last day. But as I have planned, I'm going to take one more day. That is going to be day 6, where I'll be teaching you how to derive your HTML elements based on your data, real-time data. And I'll be teaching you how to create pagination and also a kind of a filter system as well. So pagination and filter, basically searching, filter, and pagination are these 3 topics that I'll be doing tomorrow. So I'm simply planning to add one more day. That will be day 6, where I'll be teaching all that stuff. Okay. Now today's day completely belongs to the window object, one of the master objects that we'll be talking about today. And today I'll be showing you different scrolling techniques. You know, how to scroll your page smoothly, how to create that back to top. And guys, trust me, all of them are very easy. Secondly, we also want to add those buttons to the carousel, right? Previous and next. So that is also one thing that we have to deal with. Will one day be enough for all that? Yes, it will be enough. Don't worry. Because there are only few things that will be doing new. There will be only few things that will be doing new. Other than that, we'll be using whatever we have learned so far. Like creating data, we'll simply create a JSON data there. That is easy. Then deriving HTML elements based on that. We have already done that. Now we know, right, how to create HTML elements using JavaScript, right? Using a loop. So we'll also do that tomorrow. So those 2 things are easy. Other than that is only search and filter, and they are quite easy. Don't worry about them. The tricky part will be pagination, but don't worry. I'll try to make that as easy as possible. And trust me, guys, it's easy. Once you understand it, it's very easy. So don't worry about that at all. Okay. Or get API from somewhere. If I get API from somewhere, Utpal, the problem will be most of the people that are watching might not be knowing how to, call APIs. So that's why I'll be using Udemy data. But after that, I'm coming up with the asynchronous JavaScript session. So there I'll be teaching how to fetch data from API. Then it will be easily connectable. Don't worry about that. Okay. So guys, everyone, are we excited for today's session? Please let me know that in chat first. Are we excited? Because today we'll be talking about, window object and how to scroll things, how to, move from one page to other using JavaScript. We'll be talking about all that stuff. Okay. And at the end, after doing all that stuff, we are also gonna, let me just, run it quickly. We're also gonna make some improvements in this carousel. So we'll go in this carousel again, and we'll also make some improvements in this. Right now it's basically automatically working, right? So we will also, can I increase the volume? Okay, wait. Is the volume not good today? Wait, let me increase it. Or let me just check if my mic is also having some issue. Wait. And now this is the I'm also very new to OBS, so I also have to check. Wait, is it fine now? Can you guys hear me now? Is it good enough? Is it good enough now, Naveen? Is it good? Okay, nice. Okay, nice. I increased it a little bit, so I hope now it's fine. And also, guys, please don't forget to like the video. And guys, we are only 1 subscriber away from, getting to 1.5k subscribers. So please, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. After reaching 1.5k, our next target will be to reach 2k someday. Let's see if that happens. That will be really amazing. But let's see, it might take a little time, but no issues. So yeah, let's go, guys. Let's go, everyone. So now adding the buttons to this carousel is the last part. We'll do that later on. But first off, we are going to be starting with the new concept that we have today. That is the window object and how to do all that stuff, scrolling and all that stuff. So let's leave that for now. Let's first of all, we'll get back to that carousel, guys. Don't worry, we'll get back to that carousel in some time. But now let's go and let's create a new folder called as day 5. Hi, stay safe. How are you, buddy? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream and welcome to day 5 of this course. Today we are talking about for channels. No, I'm not planning for that as of now. I'm not planning for that. It's just, I just want to be here. And when more people join in, it feels really great that I'm, teaching more people. That feels really great. So that is the ultimate plan. But if that happens, that happens. It's fine. Thank you so much, Utpal. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay, so let's go, guys. Again, the basic setup, index.html quickly. And one more file, which will be script.js. Okay. Let's do the basic setup and let's first of all close this. Yeah. Let's do the basic setup. And we don't need this meta tags as of now, so let's remove it. And today we are talking about one of the most important objects of JavaScript, window object. Okay, and let's link quickly to the script file as well. So src./script.js. Okay, nice. Hi, positive vibes. How are you, buddy? Hi. Good evening and welcome to the stream. So guys, now let's move ahead. Now, before we move ahead, what exactly is this window object? We need to talk about that. Now see, guys, we have seen the console object, which we use to print things on console, right? We have already seen the console object. So we use console.log and other functions to do something on the console. Then we have seen the document object, which gives you access to the DOM tree by which you're able to perform DOM manipulation. Now today we are talking about one more object in JavaScript, which you call as the window object. Now guys, hear me out carefully. Window object is the parent of everything that you have in JavaScript. So if you're working with browser-based JavaScript, now see guys, as I told you that you can also install Node.js in your PC and run JavaScript there. But this document object, window object will not be available. If you're working with Node.js, this window object, document object, they will not be available there. Window object, document object are only available if you're working in browser-based JavaScript environment. Okay, remember that. Because window, document, they are related to HTML. And when you're running JavaScript outside the browser, you don't have any HTML there. Okay, so remember that. So now, if you're working with browser-based JavaScript, window object is the most important object, because every object that you have in JavaScript is the child of window object, guys. The document object, the console object, everything that you see, guys, is child of window object. It is the parent of everything in JavaScript, in browser-based JavaScript. So if I just go ahead and print window, I'll show you. Wait. If I just print this window object, I want you guys to see what's happening here. See this, everyone. So let's run this file quickly. Hi Shyamala, how are you, buddy? Good to see you on the stream. And now guys, see, I've printed the window object and now I want you to see how it looks like. See, here we go, the window object. And if you take a look at inside this, see how many properties and functions are there inside this object. And if you properly look at this, somewhere you will also find this. See guys, the document object. It is nothing but the part of your window object, document. Somewhere you will also figure out that it's console. If you just take a look properly, somewhere console should also be there. I have to check. Okay, this is the method. Okay, we need to check, guys. We need to, check it in here. But don't worry, it's there. Trust me. So this, everything that you see, guys, every internal object or function that you use inside JavaScript is inside window object. It is the parent of everything. Okay? See all of that. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone, have we cleared what is window object now? But we can use it for much more things. But first of all, I would like to show you something. See, now, when we go ahead, normally, if I want to see the whole DOM tree, let's create a dummy HTML here quickly. So like an H1 with hello. Now we know that if I want to access the DOM tree, I simply access the document object, correct? So I can get the document, the whole document. And inside that, I have the tree and I can access this H1. If needed, I can also write window.document, and you will see that it's one and the same thing. See, it's one and the same thing. That means the normal document that I write, it's also coming from window only. Let me show you one more thing just to prove you. I can also write window.console.log. I can go here and let's say hello. And see that, guys? That means everything is coming from window. Every object that you use directly, every function that you use directly, it's coming from window object only. That is what I want to tell you now. But then, now the question can be, if everything is coming from window, why are we not writing it? So guys, the concept is, according to developers also, if everything is coming from window, so no need to write it again and again. That's why even if you don't write it, it's fine. It's internally understandable that window is there. That's why, guys, there is no need to write it. But you should understand that everything comes from window. You don't have to write it because it's internally understood. Okay, so even if you don't write it, internally there is window. Is that clear, guys? Hi DigiWorld, how are you, buddy? Okay, so guys, writing window, not writing it doesn't matter, but you should know about it. And now you know what exactly is window. But now again, let's go ahead and let's talk more about it. Let's see some more things that we can have in JavaScript. Okay, so let's go. So guys, I hope you're cleared with the basic window object here. Okay, so document, console, they all come from window. So even if I write it or doesn't write it, it's completely fine. Now today, first of all, I want to show you 3 really important dialog boxes that browsers by default have. Okay, so today, first of all, we are talking about 3, browser dialog boxes. When I say dialog boxes, guys, that means the pop-ups that appear, okay, on your browsers that stop everything else until you do something with that pop-up. So those are called as basic prompt boxes or dialog boxes. So how to create them? Let's go and let's see. So again, they come from the window object. Okay, so if you ever want to just show a basic message, there is something called as window.alert. This alert function will simply create a very simple pop-up dialog box just for showing some message. So for example, window.alert, hello. And if I run it now, you'll see something like this. See that, guys? The page says. Now you might have seen it a lot of times in different websites. It is mainly used for important messages, right? So what it does is it stops your web page from loading. You can see it's still under loading. You can see that, right? It is still loading. So here we go. If I only press OK, then my page will complete loading. Until and unless you do something on that box, you cannot touch your page at all. That's why you have to use them very carefully. You can't use them for some normal message, for some random message. You should use them for warning messages, real great warning, some important information. Okay, window object only used in browser-based system. React.js creates pseudo window object. See, when you are working with React.js, you can still access the window object because you're running React on browser, right? So you still have access to window object. So you can still access it. Yes, it's possible. You can still access the window object in React. Is that clear, Naveen? Because at the end, React is also running on the browser. And if your JavaScript is running on the browser, you can access it. Okay? But yes, React also takes support from Node.js for the libraries and everything. But at the end, React is running inside browser. So if you want, you can also write some core JavaScript things there. So yes, accessing window is possible in React. Okay, mostly we don't use it a lot. But yeah, it's possible. You have to go with core JavaScript in that. So React.js is not a browser system. No, it's not like that. See, React also runs on the browser. It uses Node.js for its library system so that it can have all that support. But React at the end runs on the browser. So it also has the access to the DOM. Is that clear? At the end, React application, like internally, it's compiled to a JS application. That's how it runs. Because browser doesn't understand React. Right, Naveen? So whatever you write it in React. But at the end, everything is converted to a real DOM. Okay, now that's a really little detailed thing. But at the end, whatever application you write in React, it's at the end converted to a DOM. And that is what is displayed on the browser. Because browsers can't understand React. Browser only understands HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Is that clear, Naveen? Yeah. Hi, Wisdom Waves. How are you, buddy? Good evening, buddy. Good evening and welcome to the stream. Okay. So guys, cleared with this first box, alert box, which is simply a pop-up that you use for messages, but don't use it casually everywhere. Use it for important purposes because it stops and blocks your web page. Okay. Now, one more box that you have is very cool box, which you can use to take input, which also comes from window. Name is prompt. Okay. And you can use it for input. So for example, if I put prompt, enter your name, something like that. And here we go, see that? But again, guys, don't use it for, registration of user, login of user. This is mainly used for admin tasks, for some high information logins. It is not used normally for everything. Otherwise, Facebook and Instagram would have also used it for taking username and password. So use it very carefully. Use it for some important sensitive information. Don't use it for just anything. Is that clear? It's there, but you should work with normal input fields always. Use this kind of input fields only if you want to take some rare information that you're not going to be taking always again and again, because it again blocks your web page. You can see that. But let me show you how to take input. So whatever you write here, this data, when you press OK, it will be returned by this window.prompt function. So what you can do is, you can go here and store that data in a variable. So let name like this. So now whatever this prompt function, so whatever you write on that box, inside this box, whatever you write in here, that data will be returned by this prompt function and it will be stored in this variable. So if I have to show you, let's log that. So console.log name. Now see everyone, if I just write Saurabh and press OK, here we go. See Saurabh. If I refresh again, that prompt will be again appearing. So if I just write, let's say Utpal, you can see that. So that's what prompt is, guys. And again, guys, one more thing, as you know, whether you mention window or don't mention it doesn't matter. So even if I remove it, it will still work exactly same. So what I'm trying to say is no need to mention window at any point of time. It's completely fine if you don't mention it. Sometimes it just gives your code a little meaning, but normally even if you don't mention it, it's completely fine because it's internally understood by the browser that everything is coming from window only. All the inbuilt objects, all the inbuilt functions are coming from window or their childs. Remember that. So that's all, guys. That's what prompt is. So even if I write, let's say Naveen as of now, it's gonna still work. Okay. So guys, that was prompt. So alert for basic messages, prompt for some high level inputs that you want from user or admin. And then third, there is one more thing. There's one more box called as confirm. It is like a yes or no box. For example, do you want to continue? Something like that. I'm just giving an option. Okay. So now this box gives you two options. You can see OK and cancel. If you press OK, this confirm box will return true. This confirm function will return true. If you press cancel, this confirm function will return false. So let me show you. If I just go ahead and create a variable let status, and let's print the status at the end. So console.log. Exactly, Ganesh. Yes. Sometimes they ask you, right? Allow cookies. Do you allow cookies? So they block everything and they ask you the question, do you want to allow cookies? Right? So sir, at least say yes or no. And based on that, you can do some operations. Exactly, Ganesh. Okay, so for some kind of information, so for some kind of important message that you want the user to see. Because guys, see, if you display some message in the corner of your web page, that might be ignored by the user because everything is working. So he might ignore some important message. So if you really want him to see some kind of important message, and without interacting with that message, the user should not be able to do anything. So you have to use either alert, prompt, or confirm box. It's basically to get the user interactive. No, first do something like this, or interact with this, then only you can continue with the web page. Otherwise you can't. Cookies uses, yes, Naveen, yes. With the local storage that you use, that's also kind of cookies only. Yes. So whatever is stored in the browser storage can be cookie, can be considered as a cookie. It can also be created using JavaScript. It can also be created using the backend language. But at the end, the meaning is whatever is getting stored in the client machine, in the browser, that's what you call as a cookie. Okay. So now guys, let's print this status. And if I just go ahead, see, okay, here we go, true. Now see, it's putting in hyphen here because previously there was some variable called as status by default available in JavaScript. Okay, so normally you should avoid giving a name of status to your variables. Give it something else. Okay, so for example, we can call it as st for now. Now you can give it, but why 2? Because in future it might cause some issues if you go on a previous version of any browser which is supporting the status variable. Because previously in JavaScript there was a status variable by default, which is now deprecated. That's why the underline comes. Okay, so here we go. True, and if I just press cancel, it should be false. So guys, are we clear with these 3 boxes? Alert, prompt, and confirm. Hopefully. If you have time, can show some example, write cookie using JS. Yes, why not? Let's try. At the end, I'll show you some basic ideas of how to create data in the browser using JavaScript. We can use local storage for that. We can use the local storage object available in JavaScript for that. Okay. So guys, are we clear with this? Everyone? Hopefully. Okay, these 3 things: alert, prompt, and confirm. Now then, let's move ahead. And guys, please use them wisely. Don't use them for any random thing. Please try to use them wisely whenever you need them. Okay, normally they are not needed that much. It depends on your requirements. It depends on kinds of website you're making. Okay, but now let's go to the interesting part of window, because now till now it was very simple things. Now we need to go to the interesting part. Okay, so for that guys, okay, so now this alert, prompt, and confirm, they were all functions of window object. Now window object also provides you one more property called as location. Okay, so let me show you. If I just go ahead and do console.log window.location. Okay, so you'll see it prints this location object, which gives you all the information about your current location. See, you have this path name in which you get the whole path of your file, right? href is nothing but the current URL, right? Everything you get here. Okay, so all of this are nothing but few functions by which you can. Now see, here it is not looking that good because it's a local file. It's a local file. So let's do one thing. Let's run this exact same thing using a server, and then you'll know, understand in a much more better way. So let's go live. Let's run it using a local server. And now let's run this file. Okay, we want to go on day 5, and here we go. Now see everyone. Now check the location object here. Now see, you get a lot of information. Your host is nothing but the IP address and port number. So your host is 127.0.0.1, which is your local IP address, :5500. Your host name is this IP address. href is this whole thing. href means, guys, the whole path which is present inside the browser. Path name is your folder path. It's /day5. Port is 5500. Protocol is HTTP. So see, guys, so many information regarding the server that is loading a web page. You can also go to google.com. Maybe if they have not provided that much, security, in that case, we can see a few things about them as well. So let's go to google.com and let's inspect this page. Okay. Storage is shown. No, storage is something different. It's local storage. It's a little different. So let's go, guys. Yeah, local storage is different. Location is different. Local storage is different. We'll also talk about that. Don't worry. So now, guys, see here also I can go and put window.location, not local storage, location, and see, we got all the information. Host is www.google.com. Host name is also same. href is this whole thing. Origin protocol is HTTPS because they have a SSL certificate. R is a local thing, so we don't have that SSL certificate. Otherwise, we would have also gotten that S in HTTP. But guys, understood about this, everyone? And see, it also has some main functions like reload. Okay, so we can also use that, all that stuff. So now let me show you how to use these things properly. Okay, so sometimes if you just want to get this whole path in your coding environment so that you can use it or cut it something out of it, so you can go ahead and you can just access window.location.href, that property. Why not? And now you'll be able to see that you're getting that data. See that? Now you get that thing. Okay, your whole path, you can get it. Or you just want to get the IP address or the current host. So you can just do window.location.host and you'll get the IP address of the current website you are in. That's how simple it is. Okay. Now let me show you something really cool. Let me create a button. Let's just put click on this and let's just give it an ID of BTN. Okay, let's add an event. So where is also part of a window. See now that where is more of a keyword that you can consider it as a part of a window, but normally we don't mention it. Like for example, if you want to try, we can try this. Is this possible or not? Window.let. See now this let and where are not coming as it is because they are more of the programming controls. They are like for example for loop. They are more of a programming keywords. Ram Pravesh. So this let, where, for, while, do while, they are not window objects property. See, window in here means the browser's object. Browser's object is what you consider as window. This browser is nothing but your window. So window gives you access to the browser. Just like document object gives you access to the document area. Window object gives you the access to the browser's window and all of its properties. But this let, where, for, they are not, browser related. They are programming related things. They are available everywhere. So they are the programming keywords. So they don't come under window. Is it clear, Ram Pravesh? Try to understand, guys. Window in JavaScript, window object represents the browser window. That's why, see, you can access the URL bar. You can access anything inside the window using the window object. Just like using the document object, you can access your web page completely, right? Using the window object, you can access the browser window's features. Okay, the href. You can reload the browser window using the window object. You can change the location. You can go to some other website using the window object. So that's more of a browser-based object. But JavaScript as a programming is different. Okay, so you need to understand one thing here. That is, see, at first, JS is a programming language. More importantly, JS is a programming language. Okay, remember that. First, that means it has all the basic programming constructs. Okay, now, if you are running JS in browser, then it has some inbuilt objects. Now, when I say, now I know that that statement might have sounded a little wrong. When I said, everything in JavaScript is inside window object. When I say that, you understand that when you're running JS in browser, so every inbuilt object that you have that helps you to access the document and the web page comes from the window object. Okay, so when you're running JS inside the browser, the most important inbuilt object that you have is the window object, which gives you access to the browser's window. And your web page is also part of the browser window. So that's why all of that, and your console is also part of the browser window. So all those objects like document, then console, they come under inside window. Is that cleared? So JS has its all programming features separately. Okay, now if you ask that question, when you create a variable, where is not part of the window, but when you create a variable, that variable is given to the window so that it can store it and you can use it afterwards. Is that cleared, Ram Pravesh? No issues, I completely understandable, completely. So that I thought you were asking about that where keyword. That where keyword is not part of the window, but any variable that you create, those things are attached to the window so that they can be accessed anywhere in the whole program. Okay, that's why. Is it clear, Ram Pravesh? I hope you're understanding this concept here. So the variables that you create, they are given to the window. Not the where keyword. That doesn't belong to window. That is a programming construct. But when in the browser environment, you're writing JavaScript, and when you create a variable, that is given to the window as a property so that we can use it anywhere in the whole program. Okay, that's the JS way of working. Now when you're using Node.js, in there we don't have window. So there the variables are given to something else. There we have a separate object. There we have a separate global object. That's how JavaScript works. Okay. So remember that. The programming constructs are different, but the variables and properties that you create, they are given to window in browser-based environment, but they are given to a global object if your JavaScript is not running in a browser-based environment and if it is running somewhere else. Okay. Hope you guys understood this, everyone. For example, let me show you. If I create, for example, or just a simple var num equals 1. So you can see, and if I print window now, just the window object. Okay. Now you'll see somewhere the num will be also there. So if you search, okay, the search is, see, here we go. See that, everyone? So that variable is given to the, but when you're working with Node.js, there you don't have window because you're running your JavaScript outside the browser. So there it is given to something else. We have a separate global variable object. Here window is considered as the global object available everywhere. That's why. Okay, cool. Then let's move ahead now. Now guys, let's go. So now the next thing that we were talking about was location, right? So let's go. Now I have created a button, okay, on which I want to call an event. So let's go here, document dot, and I think someone joined the stream. Hi Boka, how are you, buddy? If you're there, good evening and welcome to the stream, buddy. Good evening, buddy. So document dot get element by ID, let's say btn, and then dot add event listener. Now I'm showing you a few things, guys, very cool things actually. So click, okay, and I want to call a function based on this. Now let's do something. So now let me show you how to refresh your page using JavaScript. So first of all, let's access that location object. So window.location dot, it gives you a function called as reload. If you call this function, which is under the location object, you'll be able to reload your web page by clicking on some button. See that, everyone? So guys, now you can actually customize when you want to reload your page based on anything, based on an event. You can now reload your page. So you can do that by window.location.reload. Okay. Now, if you ever want to redirect somewhere, let's say you want to change your location. Let's say from here you want to, go on google.com. So for that, you can write window.location. In this location object, you can pass a new URL. So you can say https://. Now guys, this can also be a local web page. It's completely fine. But for now, let's go to Google, www.google.com, and now you'll see the location will change. Now as soon as I click on this button, I will go to google.com. See that, guys? So now you can also redirect to some other web page using JavaScript. Understandable, guys, everyone? Hopefully. So you can just do this. Window.location equals to some new URL, and that's all. So you can use reload to reload the current web page. You can use this, or if you want to go to some of your own web page, you just have to give proper path. That's all. For example, you can go window.location equals. So now from here // then I want to go to day 4. Now inside day 4, I want to go to carousel.html. So day 4 / carousel.html. Okay, so you can also go to some of your local path. So click, and here we go. See that, guys? Everyone? Is that cleared? Hopefully. So you can do all that stuff. Okay? Don't worry about that. So basically what I'm trying to say is you can do all these stuff. And other than this, you have all the properties, right? If you want to read this URL, if you ever want to read this URL, you have window.location.href. If you want to just know the IP address or the domain name of a website, just window.location.hostname, and you'll get the domain name. So you have all the properties, and you can test them one by one. If you just write window.location, you can see everything available, right? href, origin, some port number, protocol, and based on this, you can do whatever you want now. So guys, are we cleared with this location object, everyone? I've shown you all the fundamentals, and now you can experiment more on that. This is all that we'll be using. But now, if you want, you can experiment more on it. But I really hope that you are now cleared with this location. Browser location is under control of example Chrome will be V8 engine, right? See, V8 engine is basically like a processor for JavaScript, which processes JavaScript inside the browser. So if you see, if like from a perspective, everything that you're doing with JavaScript is handled by the V8 engine only in Chrome. But guys, every browser has its own engine. For example, in Mozilla, you don't have V8 engine. There you have a different engine. So everywhere the JavaScript engine changes. Is that clear? But yeah, from a perspective, you can say that everything that you're doing, so everything about this also, this location and everything, the processing of this is done under the V8 engine. Okay, but the features like location and everything, they are directly working on the browser. But at the end, the processing of this code is simply done using the V8 engine. You can say that. Okay. So guys, I hope we are clear with this basic thing. Now, let's talk about some really cool things. And for that, I need to do a few things first. Okay. So what I'm planning is, I'll, let's say, we make some styling here. And the first thing is I want to make this button, you know, I need to create 2-3 buttons. So for that, I'm going to create a div here. Guys, again, now you can do it based on a navigation. Okay, I'm just doing it with buttons, but you can do it based on a navigation, a real navigation. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, I hope you're understanding. Or let me create a very simple header quickly. Let me create a very simple header actually. Header. Now guys, I'm showing you a few really cool things, so please focus. Let's give it a class of header. And guys, I'm not going to create logo and all that stuff. I'm directly creating some basic navigation. Okay. Hopefully you understand that. So dot header width of 100%, height of let's say, you know, no height actually, let's just give it padding. So padding from top bottom 20 pixel, from left right 5%, something like that. Okay, and for now background color, let's say gray. Okay, and also by default margin should be 0 pixel, padding should be 0 pixel, and box sizing would be border box. Okay, simple header. Now let's put a navigation, a very simple navigation into that. And guys, just confirm me once, are you understanding everything here, or is something complicated? Are you understanding everything? Just confirm that once real quick, everyone. So let's put some li. So let's just, you know, let's call it as section 1. Okay, section 1. Then just like that. Thank you so much, DigiWorld. Thank you so much, buddy. Section 1. Then let's have section 2. Now guys, right now what I'm teaching here is, it's gonna be one of the really coolest thing, because you might have seen it in a lot of websites, but sometimes, you know, we just want to understand how to create it very easily. So now I'm showing you how to create things very easily here. So let's say we have this section 4, something like this. Okay, cool, good enough, nice. Section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, and here we go. It's like this. Let's style it quickly. So I want to style the UL which is inside header. So header UL will have display of flex. Now they go line by line. And list dash style dash type will be none. Now guys, all of this is coming from CSS. So if you're not at all comfortable with CSS, I would suggest you to watch my previous course, which I took just before JavaScript course. There I've explained all the CSS in very much detail. Okay, it's on the channel only. So here we go. All that is gone. Let's increase the font size. So font size should be 20 pixel. And now let's style up the LIs quickly. So to the LIs, I want to give width of, okay, let's also give width to UL. Width of 30%. And actually we can just give justify content space between. Hopefully that will work. Yeah, enough. No need to style the LIs anymore. Okay, that should be enough. Simple. Okay, and guys, I'm just doing a demo here, so no need to style it a lot. Just doing a simple demo. That's all. Nothing big. Okay, cool. And to the li, just want to give a simple hover. So li, when I hover, I want the cursor to be pointer, and I want the color to be red. And also let's give a font family. So font family, Sijo UI. Yeah. So as you can see, right, section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. Very simple. Okay. Now, let's go. Okay. And after this header, let's create few sections. So div, this will be section 1. Okay. And just like that, section 2, section 3, and section 4. Okay. Now let's give them styling real quick. Simply. So dot section 1 will have width of 100% and height of 600 pixel and background color of, let's say in this case, yellow. Okay, and font size of 100 pixels. Why? So that we can see this section 1 that I'm writing. Okay, is that clear, guys? Section 1. Simple enough, nothing big. Okay, now just like that, I want to create more sections. Just want to change the colors. So section 2, its background color would be, let's say we put as purple, and let's write in this section 2. Okay, simple. Now we have a section 2 as well. Okay, now section 3 and section 4, and I'm planning that I'll increase the height to 700, just to, you know, simple. Okay, fine. Section 2, and let's quickly style section 3. So section 3, let's give it you know, sky blue. And finally section 4, let's give it what can we give it? Let's say we give it as I don't know, a yellow green, something like that. Okay, so guys, here we go. Now we have multiple sections. Is that clear, guys? Very simple, nothing big. Okay, now what I want is, when I click on section 2, I want to go to section 2, but I want that smooth scrolling to happen. I want that smooth scrolling to happen. So how to do that? How do we achieve smooth scrolling by default? And how do we reach to this place by smooth scrolling? That's the important thing now. Is that clear, everyone, guys? So let's go and let's do it. And guys, for that also, we need the window object. Okay, so let me show you now. It's very simple. Okay, so first of all, let's give all of this section ID so that, you know, we can easily identify them. So let's give ID of section 1. And now guys, see, there is also a much more easier way of doing this, but in this case I'm just following the long way because I want to show you the whole process. But after some time we can also convert it to a simple function. But for now, guys, I'm simply doing this. Okay, section 3, the simplest way possible, section 4. Okay, nice, good enough. Now see, now here let's also give them ID. Section 1 link. Okay, don't worry guys, I'll also show you the shortcut of doing this, but for now you have to understand the whole process. Section 2 link, section 3 link, and section 4, section 4 link. Okay, simple. Now what I want is, when I click on section 2, I want the section to be scrolling into my view so that I can see it. Okay, so how to do that? So when I click on section 2, right, so that means I need to add an event on section 2 now. So let's add it. Document dot get element by ID section 2 link. Okay. Dot add event listener. Is that clear, guys? And event is click. And let's also put it down so that it's much more easier to read. Function. Okay. And what do I want to do? I want that section to be scrolled and it should come in front of me. So for that, guys, it's very simple. Fetch that section 2. So document.get element by ID. So guys, see, when I click on section 2 link, which is nothing but this li, when I click on this, I want this section to be scrolled in the view so that I can see it properly. So let's fetch this section, which is having ID of section 2. So section 2 dot scroll into view. We have a function called as scroll into view. In this, so now first of all, let's see if it is working. Scroll into view, that's all. Let's see. Let's go here now and let's click on section 2. Oh, it's not working. There's some issue. Let's see. What is it? Cannot read properties of null. Reading add event listener. Get element by ID section 2 link. Have I made a mistake? Section, or have I not saved it? Wait. Oh, I removed this button, right? Sorry. I removed the button and this code is still there, guys. Sorry. Right, everyone? I removed this button from the page and I'm still doing this add event listener on that button. That's why the error. Yeah, no issues. Now let's see. Section 2. See that, guys? Can you see that, guys? It's scrolling. But it's happening very fast. So it's not feeling like scrolling. See that, guys? So it's working, but it's not happening the way I want. So what I can do, very simple. In this, I can pass an object in which a property is there, in which we can pass behavior. And behavior can be, see, by default, it's auto or instant. Now we can just make it smooth. And once you make it smooth, now see what happens. See that, guys? Everyone. See that? How simple it was? And just like that now, guys, you can give it to all the sections. So when you click on section 3 link, I want you to go to section 3. I want the section 3 to scroll into view. And now see. Section 2. Section 3. See that, guys? Are you understanding? Now see, when it scrolls, my header gets lost. I want my header to be there. So what we can do is we can make the header fixed. So let's go quickly and let's make the header fixed. So to the header, I'm going to give position of fixed. And that should be it. And now you'll see. And don't worry, guys, see, in this case, when the header is fixed, the below content is getting behind it. So the yellow one is going a little behind. So let's move the yellow one down a little bit. So let's go to section 1 and just let us ask to have margin top of let's say 50 pixels, something like that. And to this header, I'm going to give a top of 0. Where is the header? And that should be it. And now see, guys, section 2, section 3, back to section 2. See how simple it is? As anonymous function instead of normal function. Yes, it's simple. If you want to put an arrow function there, just remove this function keyword and you can do this. That's all. Nothing big. If you want to use arrow function, you can just go with this. That's all. It's still the same thing after this. Section 3, section 2. Is that cleared, guys? Are we cleared with this, everyone? Can you please confirm that? All cleared, everyone? Okay. So this is one new method introduced by JavaScript by which you can do very smooth scrolling to any section that you want. Okay, that's how easy it is to create something like this. And you might have seen it at a lot of places they have, right? When you click the navigation, it scrolls very easily. It just scrolls here and there. Now, guys, you got the idea, right? That you can write this for each and everything now. Right, everyone? Understandable? Now, if you want to make it a little more simpler, like in this case, it's getting a little tough. And we are writing things again and again, right? Let me show you one way by which this will become much more easy. But I can just write one function and everything will work. So instead of doing this and adding listeners again and again, what I can do is I can create a function. Function, let's call it a scroll to section. And let me say that function, I am going to give you an ID. I'm going to give you an ID value. And see, right now here, I'm writing that you have to scroll to the element which is having the ID of section 2. But what I can do is, no, you have to scroll to the section for whatever ID comes in this ID value variable. So now we have an ID value parameter, and whatever ID I pass in that parameter will become my ID. And you have to scroll to that. That means now it's not fixed. See, here it was fixed, section 2. Here it is fixed, section 3. But now here, whatever value comes in this ID value variable, you have to scroll to that section. And now I can simply take this function and I can go on this and add an event like this. On click, call that function and pass the ID as section 1. Right? Same you can do with everything else. Pass the ID as section 2. Pass the ID as section 3. And pass the ID as section 4. So guys, now what will happen? If I click on the section 2 li, it will call the function scroll to section and it will pass section 2 as a text, as some data, as a ID, right? And that is nothing but it's exactly matching to my section 2's ID. So that section 2 will go as an argument. It will come inside this ID value, and then here it will be document.getElement by ID. ID value is section 2. So document.getElement by ID section 2, which is nothing but this div, scroll that into view. And now guys, I wrote the function only once, but now you'll see it's working for everything. Section 2, section 3, section 4, section 1, section 2. See that, everyone? Is that cleared, guys? Please confirm that. Are we cleared with this? So now this is one more way by which you can avoid writing a lot of code. So you can just have, one function, and I'm now putting the ID dynamically. Initially, I put the ID directly. And if I'm doing that, I have to write it 4 times. But now, just one simple function, and I'm telling it that, okay, ID will come dynamically as a argument. And wherever I'm calling it, I'm passing the ID. Okay? So guys, this is one really cool way of doing this. Okay? Now, I also want to teach you how to calculate how much you have scrolled. I also want to teach you how to calculate how much you have scrolled, because sometimes you want to customize how much you scroll and how much you don't want to scroll. Sometimes you want that high customization. See, in this case, we are depending upon the sections. Oh, put this section. Let's take this section in the view. Let's take this section in the view. But what if you want to highly customize it? No, you have to scroll 200 pixels only. You have to scroll 300 pixels only. You have to scroll 100 pixel only. So what if you want a customizable value? So is there any way I can figure out how much my page is scrolling? Yes. So for that, guys, first of all, I'm teaching you how to perform an event based on scrolling. Okay. So I want to show you how to perform something when you scroll your web page. Okay. Let's do this first. So guys, for that there is an event. You have a window. So now guys, see, when you scroll, it's not a document event. It's not an element event. It's a window event. Guys, remember, when you scroll, it is a window event. So you have to add an event listener on the window object now. Window dot add event listener. And the event is scroll. That means whenever the window gets scrolled, I want to call this function. Let me show you. If I just do console.log, hello, and now see everyone. If I just scroll, see that hello is getting printed based on my scrolling. So guys, remember, window scrolling, when you scroll your web page, it's a window event. It's not a document event. It's not any elements event. It's a window event. Okay, so see now, when I scroll, that function is getting called. Is that clear, everyone? Hope you're understanding. Now, how to calculate how much I'm scrolling? So for that, guys, that property also comes from the window object. So it is window dot You have to call page. Okay, that is deprecated now. So let's see what else we have here. It's showing me that page X offset is deprecated. That is what we used to use. Okay, now I think this is a legacy alias of scroll. Okay, now I think we have a different one. We have scroll Y. So guys, we have what? Scroll Y. Previously, we had page Y offset to get the amount of scroll. So now see guys, either you can scroll in vertical direction or you can scroll in horizontal direction. So what you scroll in vertical direction is called as scroll Y, because vertical, Y axis. And when you scroll in horizontal direction, it's scroll X. So in this case, I'm scrolling in vertical. And see, it's actually getting printed here. See, I have scrolled 100 pixels, 200, 300. See that everyone? Okay, but actually, here we go. See that guys, everyone? See that? I can scroll to whatever value I want and back to 0. Guys, are we clear with this? How to get how much you have scrolled? I hope you're understanding, everyone. I really hope you're understanding. Guys? Now, guys, have you ever seen that in some web pages, by default, the header is transparent or white? But as soon as you scroll a little bit, the header color changes. Have you seen that? Guys, have you seen that? Please tell me. You might have seen, right? I don't know if it is, if there's something. Let's see if it is on Flipkart. No, on Flipkart they don't have it. I don't know if it is on some website or not. No, Flipkart is keeping it white. But on some website you might have seen. I don't know if it is there now. I just want an example to show you. Okay, why am I again opening Flipkart? No, Apple also doesn't have it. Sad. I don't know which site has it, but you might have seen it a lot of times. Okay, so we can also do that here. So let's say right now by default I'm keeping it gray. And also guys, let me just move this section a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, first of all, leave that. So let's say by default it's gray, but when I scroll some amount, I want this header to become white. Initially it's gray, but when I scroll some amount, I want this header to become white. So you know what I can do? I can do this. Okay, fine. I know that this is how I calculate how much I've scrolled. So I can do this. So whenever I scroll my window, so there's an event. Whenever I scroll my window, if while scrolling, the window.scroll Y reaches, let's say, 200. What do I want to do? I want to manipulate the CSS of this header. So let's go. Let's also give it an ID. So guys, I hope we know how to manipulate CSS, right? Document dot get, and guys, don't worry about this in here. Okay, if you want to know about this guys, that's again in my fundamental JavaScript course. You can see it there, but again in this case, even if you don't write it, it's completely fine. It's coming there because we are under window. So this means window. This means the current object, that is window. So window document. But I don't want to write it that. So document dot get element by ID. And we have header. I want to manipulate CSS. So dot style dot background color should become white. And now let's see guys if it is working. See guys, please focus. As soon as I scroll, oh, not happening. Why is that? Oh, don't put equal to 200 guys, because you never know that you will be stopping at 200. So just mention if it goes greater than equal to 200. So either 200 or greater than that, anything. Now it will be fine. Yes, because if you put equal to 200, what if you scroll past 200? You never stop at that place. That's why. And now see guys, it turns white. See, initially it is gray and it turns white. And you can also apply transition so that you know it happens slowly. So just go to the header CSS and give it a transition. So transition of 0.5 seconds. So now it will take 0.5 seconds to change the color. See that everyone? And when you go back, I want it back to gray. So that's easy. Just write a else. Else, again back to gray. And now you will see the perfect header. See, white, gray again. You might have seen this, right, everyone? In a lot of websites. So that's how you do it, guys. That is how you do it. Is that cleared, everyone? Please tell me. So this is the technique. So now you have learned a window event, which is scroll. Okay, and now when the scroll passes 200, I want it to become white. And guys, you can do anything. You might have also seen this, right? When you scroll, some elements just pop up from somewhere or appear from somewhere. You can do it here. So as soon as the scroll reaches 300, let the model pop up. As soon as the scroll reaches 400, let something slide from the right side. That's how you do it. Now you can just write if, and depending on the different scroll positions, you can do whatever you want. Is that cleared, guys, everyone? I hope you got the whole idea here. I really, really hope you got the whole idea here on how to work with window. Now see, guys, also, when you were scrolling on click of the button, when you were scrolling on click of the navigation buttons, there we directly told the elements to come into view. So they were popping up. What if you want to scroll the window, but you want to give some custom value? Here you are scrolling based on the element. Oh, this element should come into view. This element should come into view. What if you want to put your custom value? Scroll to 400. Scroll 300 pixel. Scroll 400 pixel. Can we do that? Yes. So for that, guys, let's say we create a button in here. In the last li. Where is my li? Let's say I create one more li. Let's call it as custom scroll. Okay. Let's give it an ID. CS, which stands for custom scroll. Okay, guys, everyone. So let's add an event. Document dot get element by ID CS dot add event listener. Okay. Click. I want to perform a function. Okay. And now, if you want to scroll anywhere, see, guys, here, please understand. You're mentioning, I want this element to scroll into view. Scroll into view means come in the viewport. Wherever you are in the whole page, come in the viewport. I want to see it. That's why scroll into view. So I want that element to come into view. But if you want to scroll to your customized place anywhere, you have this window dot, there's a function called as scroll to. And inside this you can pass where do you want to go. So if you want to do vertical scroll, you can use the top property. Top, let's say, 400. And now let's see if it is working. So now if I click on custom scroll, see that? It scrolls to 400 pixels. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, can you understand that? Okay. And you can also change its behavior. You can also pass behavior smooth in here as well. And that will also happen now slowly. See that? Just like that, you can have like, let's say 1000, something like that. And now you'll see. So now you can give your custom place wherever you want to scroll. So guys, that's how you achieve window.scroll to. Okay. And guys, the same thing is also used for that back to top button. You might have seen, right, guys? Everyone, back to top. You guys seen that, right? Everyone. You guys have seen those back to top buttons, right? Let's create one of those and let me show you how easy it is. So see, guys, in just a matter of 1 hour, we have covered so many scrolling ideas that is almost used by every website. When you scroll, the color of the header changes. You scroll to a particular section, right? You scroll to a particular customized value, and you also scroll back to top. That also I'm creating. So in just matter of 1 hour time, we have covered so many things and how easy they were. Guys, I hope you're finding all of this easy. Please confirm that, everyone. I really hope that you're finding all of this easy. Yes or no? Yes or no? And For anyone who is joining new for the first time and is unable to understand even something from this, I would suggest you to watch the previous 4 sessions where we have covered every DOM manipulation thing from scratch. So if you're completely new to JavaScript and you're watching it for first time, and if you're getting confused anywhere, I would suggest you to watch the previous 4 sessions of this course. Okay. So now guys, let's quickly create that back to top button. So I'm going to randomly create it. You can now style it afterwards. You can give an arrow and all that stuff afterwards. Guys, I hope you understand, right? You can give that arrow and all that stuff, right? I'm just creating the button. You can give that arrow and all that stuff, okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me read a div. Give it a class of back TT. Back to top. BTT. Nothing. I just can't think of a name. That's why BTT. Okay? Let's just write top. That's all. Okay? And let's style it quickly. So dot BTT. Width of 100 pixels. Height of 100 pixels. Background color, let's say black. And color white. Guys, in this case, I'm not even thinking about colors. I'm just putting any random color, okay? Because right now the aim is not to make it look beautiful. The aim is to make it functional. Now it might be somewhere, yeah, it's here. See, you can see it here. Okay, it's here. But I want it on top of everything. So I need to give it a position as well. So position of fixed. Here we go, now it's here. And I also want it on top of the header as well in this case. So Z index of, let's say, 20 on top now. Okay, see that? Now let's just do this, okay? We can put this inside a P so that we can put it in center. So display flex, justify content center, align item center. Okay, and font size of 30 pixel. Simple. And let's also make it circular. So for that, border radius of 50%. Nice. Now let's put it here on this side where we normally have it on all the different websites, right? So for that, we can have right of 0. It's on the right side now, but a little gap I want from the right side. So 20 pixels. Nice. And I want top of 70 VH. A little downside as well. So 80 VH, something like that. Okay, guys, at the correct place now. Okay, now I think you can't see it because it's behind my image, right? So guys, for now, let me put it on the left side. What say, everyone? Let me put it on the left side. You can put it on the right side afterwards. Let me put it on the left side. Okay, here we go. It's on the left side. I hope you get that. Okay, and also from left, I want 20 pixels so that, you know, it's visible to you. Here we go. Now see, guys. Now then, let's create the logic that wherever I am in my web page, if I click on this button, I will go to top. And I hope you can already understand how easy it is going to be. Right, everyone? Guys, you tell me. So let's give it ID BTT so that we can apply an event. Now, guys, can't we just use the exact same logic to do it? Everyone? Document dot get element by ID BTT dot add event listener, click function. Guys, same function, right? Window dot scroll to. But in this case, I want to scroll to top, complete top. So just give top equals 0 and behavior smooth, and that's all. No, Utpal, no need to use scroll y equal to 0. No need to set that, because then you can't give the behavior smooth, right? Then you have to write your own logic for that animation to happen. That's smooth scrolling. So rather than that, you can just use that scroll to function, which is already given by JavaScript. So use scroll y only to calculate how much you have scrolled, only to get the value of how much you have scrolled. But if you want to move or scroll using JavaScript, always go for scroll to. Use scroll y and scroll x only to get the value of how much you have scrolled. But if you want to scroll using JS, go for scroll to. And now guys, see, everyone, no matter where I am, if I click on top, I will go back to top, wherever I am. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone, please tell me. Understandable? All cleared, guys? Now, you might have also seen that this top button is not there by default, right? This top button is not visible by default. It is not visible. After you scroll a certain amount, then only it gets visible. Now guys, you tell me, can't we do it very easily? Just like we change the color of the header when we scroll after some amount, can't we just make it hidden? And after some time of scrolling, we can make it come back. It's easy, right, everyone? We can just write, initially, you won't be visible. So BTT, your display will be none. Initially, you're not visible. Fine, display none. Now, we can again go back to that function, window.scroll. Now see guys, this logic was for the header. Leave it. Write one more if and else. This is header color change logic based on scroll. Leave that. This is BTT button display based on scroll. So inside the same function, because see guys, this is window.scroll function. That means whenever the web page scrolls, I need to do this. But I can do one more thing. Also check if window.scroll y reaches greater than equal to 500. Okay. Then I want that BTT. So document dot get element by ID BTT dot style dot display equals, I want it back. So flex. So as soon as the scroll reaches greater than 400 or 500, I want its display to be flexed. So it will be back. See now? See that, everyone? It's here. And also the opposite. Else, if it is not greater than equal to 500, make it none again. So guys, you will have to understand, inside the scroll, inside the same scroll function. So when the window scrolls, I have an event. Whenever the window scrolls, if it reaches greater than or equal to 200, I change the header color to white. Otherwise, it's gray. If it is less than 200. And at the same time, I'm also checking. At the same time, I'm also checking if the scroll position reaches greater than 500. Make the BTT button appear. Otherwise, make it disappear. And now if you'll check, it appears, it disappears automatically. See that, guys? Based on the scrolling, it's appearing and disappearing. So guys, now you tell me, are we cleared with all these things or not? Can you please confirm me that once, quickly? So we did so much with the scrolling thing now, right? We did so many things with the scrolling idea. Correct, guys? Almost everything that happens on a website, right? Header color changing, back to top button appearing. When I click on back to top, I go back to top. Going to a particular section, right? Customizing your value. We almost covered everything that is there on a normal website related to scrolling. So guys, I really hope that you're enjoying and understanding all these things. Guys, I really hope. Any doubts, any confusions as of now? Everyone? All set regarding the window and scroll? And guys, the best part, as I mentioned, the best part is, right? You have to write window. Correct, guys? You don't even have to write window because window is by default. So even if you don't write, it will still work. Right, everyone? But that will not make sense. Like, it doesn't look good. Right? For understanding purpose, it doesn't look good. It will still work because window, if you mention or don't mention, doesn't matter. But we are going to mention it because, it doesn't look good. I want to look, when I look at scroll Y, I want to understand from where it is coming from. Because if I don't write, it will just look like a variable. Then I'll think, oh, scroll Y is a variable. Getting my point, everyone? So sometimes, if you don't write, it's fine. But sometimes, at some places, you need to write it. Okay, exactly, like we use semicolon. It's not mandatory in JavaScript, but it makes us feel more understandable for our code, right? That's why. Okay, so guys, are we clear with all this window logic, everyone? Confirmed? Are you sure, guys? All set? Alright, thank you so much, Ram Pravesh. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words. Now, guys, we have already taken all the time for today in this. Now, according to the planning, there is only 10-15 minutes remaining for today's session. So what I'm planning is, if I take a 2-hour session tomorrow, will you guys sit for the whole 2 hours? Because I'm planning to create that whole pagination logic and searching logic tomorrow. Also, I'm planning to work on the carousel. So if I take a 2-hour session tomorrow, will you guys be there? Will you guys want to sit for 2 hours? Just 2 hours, not more than that. First half an hour will be using it to complete the carousel, and the next 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes will be taking it for creating the new project that we have. What say, guys, everyone? Because today we don't have a lot of time, because I already have some things planned after this, so that's why. But I thought I'll complete this first, but no issues. I'm not going to leave you in any case. So tomorrow I'll take extra time, because tomorrow I don't have any plans, so I can just have it for 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. So first we'll complete the carousel, previous and next button. That is the main thing. And once we finish that, we'll move on and generate DOM elements and create search and filter. Guys, but one thing, before tomorrow's session, I want you guys to revise the day 2 of this. I think it was day 2, right, when we generated DOM elements? Guys, do you remember that? We generated DOM elements, everyone. Yes, it was day 2. Guys, do you remember this? We generated cards using loop. Guys, do you remember that based on this real data, we generated divs, cards, using a loop? I want you guys to refresh this day 2 again. Just revise this day 2 before tomorrow's session. If you just revise this, tomorrow's session will go very swiftly. I just want you guys to revise day 2 once. Just sit for 20 minutes and watch day 2 again. Day 2 of the course. Okay. So tomorrow will be very easier to understand. Trust me when I say this. It will become at least 60% more easier than it is. Okay. So yep, guys. That is really great. Please watch day 2. And guys, please, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, because this is not the only course. I'm coming up with a lot of new courses. Once I finish this, then we have asynchronous JavaScript, then complete Node.js course for API development, microservices, then complete React, complete Angular, then Vue. So I have planned a lot of things, guys. What I need is your support. So please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this channel to your friends and colleagues, guys. Okay? And please don't forget to like the video, guys. And please don't forget to subscribe. Oh, it is done? Is it 1.5K done? Let me see. I didn't check it. Okay, that's great. Yes, it's done. Okay. First of all, guys, thank you so much, everyone. Because of you only, I reached 1.5K. So it's all you. Okay. And I'll be there. I'll always try to put my heart and soul in teaching you all of these things that I know. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for making this channel to grow till 1.5K. Now the next target that we have is of 2K. So let's see when we reach it. Hopefully, because of you, it will also take no time, and I'll try to put more heart and soul in all these things that I'm teaching you. Okay, so yeah, guys, thank you so much. I thank all of you from my heart for sticking with me and learning all these things, and I'll never let you down, because I'm coming up with a lot of new things, and I'll try to teach you everything that I know, or even if I don't know, I'll learn something and I'll again teach you, because see, now we have Bunch.js coming up, right? So no issues. I have already started learning Bunch.js, because that may be a Node.js killer in future, maybe after 1 or 2 years. So I also want you guys to be updated with that technology as well. So I'm learning it because it's recently released. So I'm learning it so that I can also teach you it in future. It is, you can say, Naveen, it is like a replacement kind of Node.js, but a little better than Node.js, Naveen. It's a runtime environment of JavaScript, just like Node.js, but it's also a bundler, it's also a transpiler, it's also a testing environment. That means everything that you need is inside that. No need to do learn or install or do anything else for JavaScript. Everything that you need for JavaScript development is inside Bun.js, and it's more than 5 times faster than Node.js. I don't know the exact value, but yeah, it's twice as fast as Node.js. So that's why I'm learning it, so that I can teach you that as well. Okay. So yep, guys, thank you so much all, and hopefully we'll reach 2K someday, because that is the next target. So yep, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you all of you tomorrow exactly at 6 o'clock. Right now that session is not on YouTube, so just after this session I'll be putting a new live stream on YouTube, so you can see that in after 10 minutes. But don't worry, guys, tomorrow just come onto my channel at 6 p.m. It will be there. Okay, now I'll just schedule it. It's not scheduled yet. I'll schedule it in the next half an hour, and then you can join it from tomorrow. Okay, so yep, guys, that's all. Thank you so much. See you on day 6 of this session. We'll be talking about carousel, button with carousels, previous and next, and also search, filter, and pagination. So yep, guys, thank you so much. Bye bye, guys. Good night. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Good night.